The Bible tells us that unless the owner of the will dies, the will not be enforced. Some of you here, your parents, they have written wills. We call it living documents. They have written that you are going to own this. This percentage will go to your brother. This will go to your uncle, or whatever that is. It's called a will. It does not matter what you feel, as long as the owner of that will is still alive. What is written about you on the very same will not be enforced. The owner of the will has to die in order for that which is written about you to be enforced. Now, the Bible tells us here that God, Jesus himself, had a will. And of course, I told you that God is a fair God, because when he created you in his own image, God himself had desires more than plans for you. Now, the devil, being the devil, said, wait a minute, God. Just as Jesus, the Word, has a will concerning Miz Mzwakhe Tancredi, I also have a will concerning Miz Mzwakhe Tancredi. And God said, present your will and let Jesus present his will. Jesus' will wrote or stated, this is my will for Miz Mzwakhe Tancredi. Miz Mzwakhe Tancredi will live in divine health, will marry the most beautiful woman called Charisma. He will be blessed with children. Whatever he touches shall prosper. They will come in one direction against him, but they shall flee in 7 directions. In all the days of his life, no man will stand against him and prevail, because I will be with him. I love him. And then Jesus signed it, Emmanuel, God with him, gave it to God. Satan said, wait a minute, I also have a will concerning this fellow. Wrote everything negative and then signed it and said, Satan, the deceiver of the brethren, and gave it to God. Now, God has a will from Jesus. God has a will from the devil. But what does the law say? Unless the owner of the will dies, the will not be enforced. You and I, we have never read from our Bible that Satan died for anybody. But we read in Hebrews 9 that Jesus died. But in him dying, his will was enforced in our lives. That's why you are not to live like Jesus did not die for you. It is very important that as a child of God, you know the will of God for your life.